So, the clouds, this wall forms where the storm is, and it begins to. I'll show you all where you're at on the map here. It begins to kind of blot out this beacon where you can see like streaks of fat lightning cracking and slapping into this beacon 40 feet, 30 feet up in the air. And eventually the storm begins to occlude this to where you can't even see this tower up on this crag. And then eventually you can see that wall begin to twist and it turns into a tornado. And it unfortunately, the funnel itself strikes down into the valley and then nearby, and you find yourself unable to hold on. There's nothing really much of purchase here to be able to hold on to, and you're all sucked into this. Even the dandelion and the mushroom and everybody. Clapper Claw, Woggle Twig, the whole lot. And for a while, you just feel yourself swirling around in this cloud. And I will start there. Like as you feel yourself just like, and it's hard to keep your eyes open as you're being buffeted in this thing, and like rocks and other random creatures are flying nearby you at like the speed like 80 miles an hour. Like, you know, things are swinging by, flying object debris, barely missing you. Is there anything that you want to try to attempt in the midst of a tornado?
I would, yes.
What would you like to do?
I would like to grab Gleam.
Okay.
Is that the right one? Did I miss?
Yeah, no, you nailed it. Yeah.
I would like to grab Gleam and just like try to like sort of wrap my arms around her and kind of use my body as a shield to protect her from flying debris and other whatever happens in a tornado.
I also want to note that I think I have this wrong. I believe Gleam might be the one with the sun mask and not the moon mask.
That's okay. I get it wrong in character. It's very easy to confuse.
The other one's name is what, like Saluna?
Glitter.
Well, they both
It's
are
Gleam and Glitter.
Senelian elves, and they both revere Saloon, but they're both symbols of Saloon.
The Salunian elf. Okay, yeah, I fucking totally misread that.
According to this, Gleam is actually wearing the moon mask, so I had it right. Okay, so anyways, you see her, and I'm going to say that this is going to be a very difficult athletics check.
No. Are you sure I can't acrobatics it? Acrobatics feels very thematic. We're both carnies and we're in a tornado.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm just humming that. All right, big money, no whammies. Hey, look at that, no whammies. That's woo. UI's changed here. That's a 17.
17.
I have not entered Roll20 yet. That's what happened there. All right.
You rolled a 17? You
have 17 acrobatics.
Okay, that's the result. Okay. You were like you're pretty amazing, and you're like trying to get debris and get over to her and stuff. But then a piece of debris slams into you and actually knocks you unconscious. And you black out. Does anybody else want to try anything?
Catawan tries to make himself as small as possible, like arms straight, feet straight, like just trying to minimize the impact that he might have on somebody or something.
Aaron turns into a cannonball.
That was my other option. Yeah.
He doesn't take the option. He just like curls with a little ball.
What's Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to mount the two feetles and like try to get my feet like in their belts or something and use my turtle shield like a sail to try and direct where we go safely.
Okay, it's going to be a skill challenge. You're going to need to make a survival check. It's going to be very difficult, and 2 athletics or acrobatics checks. It's going to be very difficult.
All right, well, I'm definitely good at survival, so let's see what we got there. That's a 17. And then a dirty 20 and a 11.
You manage to grab a hold of Theron. Faith does. But that's the best we got out of all that. And then you find yourself like in this cloud, and then all of a sudden you see the clouds part ways, and the tornado just leaves you as flying object debris as you plummet from the skies. And you see a huge palace carved into the crag below you. And everybody can attempt to make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm unconscious. Do I still make a dexterity saving throw, or do
No.
I just eat shit?
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
I suppose that's what happens when one is unconscious, right?
That's what I get for trying to be heroic.
He's ragdolling.
Okay. No.
I got a 7.
So did I.
7, 12. Okay, none of it's good. Okay.
I always wanted to be in a party that wiped from fall damage.
You're all falling from the skies. And then you end up finding that you're not even so much falling as you're being thrown from the force of that tornado. It actually helps with the your acceleration, because you end up slamming into this tower, and you end up like trying to grab stuff on the way down, but all of you end up like slamming into the tower and then falling down to part of the tower, which is good news in a way because it helped to arrest your acceleration downwards, and you take 11 damage.
Can I attempt to reduce mine by just repeatedly casting Druidcraft downwards to do the little puff of air and try to just
No.
slow myself?
No, but you do that anyway, you know. 'Cause
Yeah, I'm into it.
puff, no, slam, and
You do that. It doesn't fucking help.
you all black out for a moment, and then finally, eventually, start to come to. Your head is spinning, and you find yourself here on a ledge at the top of a staircase, overlooking a chasm that's probably several thousand feet high. Right here. Eventually, you all get up, and Gleam says, "Oh, we're. Oh no, not here. Oh no, not here."
Where is here? Where we at?
And it's dark here as well, but you all should be able to see. Everyone should be able to see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great. This is Motherhorn. This is the fortress of Indolin Moongrave. It looks like if we're going to get my sister back, we're not going to do it with anyone's help but our own.
Just to clarify, is Gleam a child?
Gleam is not a child. She is a...
Okay.
Oops. I'm sorry. There we go. Yeah, right there. She is a full-grown adult moon elf. Selunian elf. Selunian elves come from Kryn or some world within the Forgotten Realms. I can't remember. I could look it up, but...
I think we just heard Catawan's puberty starting.
Am I conscious now, or am I still just a vegetable?
No, everybody comes to. Everybody's conscious.
Love to hear it. All right,
And,
we've arrived.
and actually, as you wake
Goodness,
up,
everyone.
the mushroom is singing the bugbear song.
My God, you survived too. How do you have more than 11 hit points?
That's actually a good point.
Look.
Did Todd die?
better have.
Well, the last I remember, Todd was on my shoulder, as was the maggot from the apple.
Oh, actually, that is a good point.
No, it's not.
Uh, Theron, you take half that, rounded down. Because, yeah. Because someone helped you. Oh no, Todd's dead.
Yes! Glorious victory.
Big
All
bad-
right. We won the
bad of
campaign.
this campaign, yeah.
It makes me sad that you all want Todd to die that bad. He doesn't deserve it.
He doesn't
Also,
deserve to live.
Squirt is doing really badly. And
Who's Squirt?
the oil can.
Okay.
Oh,
Clapper
I
Claw is
I
like
didn't think
barely
it was an
alive.
NPC. I thought it was just a talking item.
And then we have Woggle Twig. Woggle Twig is dead.
Oh, shit.
And also, I'll check on our Selenian twin here. When you all check, you find that Woggle Twig is motionless, and the wood has snapped, and his eyes are closed.
I feel like there's a lesson here about living places with tornadoes.
What do you all
like-
do?
can we see outside this wall here?
I don't know how to change these hit points. Let's see, 22. I think that should do it. There we go. Okay. So right now it's dark. So you can tell that you're high up on this tower, on this ledge. You can sense this vast amount of space here over the ledge down below you. But you can't see how far it goes down. And then there's a staircase.
I wasn't sure if it was a ledge or if we ended up like inside a room or something.
Yeah, and then there's a door here. There's a double door, and it's a recessed inner wall on this balcony that's about 12 foot high, and a stone double door with fancy scroll work. And yes, that's what you see.
All right. Well, I would like to first off, just before anyone tries to do anything, I would like to bury Todd in Woggle Twig, and then throw the bodies off the tower for their own protection. And
You're
to
a
keep
monster.
Coming back as zombies.
What do you say? I mean, do you say a prayer or anything like you're...
I do say a prayer.
Yeah. Everyone hears the prayer, and Gleam joins you and like stands solemnly, and she puts her hand on your back and she says, "I'm so sorry."
And I just say, the party can't eat him now.
We are going to die bludgeoned and hungry.
I
To be
know.
fair, that first part is self-inflicted.
I know that this isn't what we planned, and I know that Blue, I could still use your help. My sister, she's inside of this place. I can't leave here without her. I have to try.
Yeah. Well, this wasn't the most auspicious entrance, but we did successfully infiltrate the fortress. So hey, whatever comes, I'm with you.
The flower leaps to and says and is like, "Onward to victory!" and like points its blade and then like prances up to the door. And then as soon as it does this, the door, the stone of the door ripples like water and forms the shape of a skull that's bisected by where the stone door comes together. And the stone face says, "The Moon Twin is not welcome here. All others may step forward, pass through the black curtain at the end of the entrance." And Gleam looks defeated for a few minutes, and eventually, and the door's not going to open. You know, but first of all, what do you all do?
Gleam, it looks like you're gonna have to trust us to save your sister.
It seems like that's the case. And then she comes over to Blue, and she says, "Can I trust you to do that? Will you try? I'll try to find some other way. Promise me that you'll at least try to help her make it out of here."
Well, I have a plan, actually, if you guys want to huddle up for a minute.
And
All right.
real quick, in case it just affects any of your ideas, Blue, you now have, like, your heart is like thumping in your chest, and your ears are thumping from your heartbeat, and you're certain that this part of you that's missing, this thing that you know hasn't been right, it's somewhere nearby.
I
That doesn't
had a
affect
feeling
anything.
I would feel that.
Go ahead, Faith.
Okay, so here's my plan. And, like, I want to huddle up. I don't want the door to hear me. And I just
Okay.
tell these guys, hey, here's what we do. We get the door to open. We go through without the elf. And then, once we set the first foot over the threshold, I'll cast Fog Cloud, and then she runs in after us.
Might work.
I don't know. What if? Hear me out. What if the door doesn't have eyes, and it just knows who's around because of magic?
Then that plan won't work, and we'll be exactly where we'd be without trying it.
Gleam actually says something about this. She says, I would like to go with you, only because I want to get back to my sister, and I want to get back to the Witchlight Carnival with her, but you should know that I will probably put you all in danger as well. I don't know what your business is with the hag here, but she will not be happy to see me at all.
Oh, she's gonna be happy to see us.
I don't know that happiness is in her itinerary.
Not today, anyways.
Yeah, and, like, we're already in danger. One of our people was eaten by one of the hags, and we set fire to the log that housed another hag, and possibly it transformed Alicorn unknowingly. And yeah. So, like, your presence doesn't really increase the danger as much as you're thinking it does, lady.
Okay. Let me take a look, and she might have some abilities. Nope. I don't think. Okay. She says, does anyone have maybe something I can wear, or something that I can, a cloak or something at least? I might need to try to stay out of sight. We should be careful. And the flower goes, "Down with the hag!"
I have a helm of telepathy. I don't know if it contains a face covering, but you're welcome to it.
I don't think that'll work, Blue. I need some sort of cloak, something I can cover myself with.
Cloud. Wait, can I cast it on, like, something she's wearing, so that the fog follows her?
I don't think it's gonna follow her. But
Well, I mean, it
otherwise
says
I'll be-
it centers on a point within range, so, like, if it spreads out from that point, then she'd just kind of be like a moving fog cloud until
Well-
a 10-mile-per-hour wind hits her.
I'm gonna say that it's not gonna follow her. However, if something were to happen, that's not a bad idea. Of course, right now you're suggesting you're about to use it for the door.
Yeah, I mean, I figure if the door is open and we're stepping through it and I cast it, then as long as it's not using magic to detect her, she should be able to just run through after us, right? So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gleam says, I do want to try to find my sister, so I'll follow you.
And it is a 20-foot radius, so it is a, like, 40-foot across sphere.
Okay. Is that the plan? Let's do it. As soon as Roll20 decides to do stuff here. Okay. Alright. Who goes to talk to the door?
I will, with a mouthful of pizza roll.
What do you say to the door? The door says, the the moon twin is not permitted.
I say, yeah, you already said that. So we talked about it and we decided, yeah, we're just gonna go without her.
So be it. And then you see the skull like snap like bone and crack. And you see its eyes kind of go wild, and you hear the slate of the stone sliding against stone and sliding against the bottom until it opens, and you see a dark hallway on the other side.
Alright, and then as soon as my first foot touches the other side of the floor from behind the door, I'm just gonna be like, fog cloud! All over the ground there.
All
So,
right.
like, 20 feet in any direction from me has fog on it now.
All right, you guys could move your tokens. And I'm gonna do this and then do this. Okay.
I just can't believe you let his death be for nothing.
I'm assuming you mean Todd, who is surely on his way to the ground where he will nourish things that are not the savage party that's been trying to eat him since the entire
I
time.
don't know if you've looked around, but there's a whole lot of rock that's not going to get nourished much. He existed for one reason, to be eaten, and you were like, under no circumstances can Todd fulfill his purpose. Even in
Correction.
death, you couldn't
Under
allow
no
it.
circumstances will I let the party eat Todd because they were trying to do it while he was alive!
He was clearly okay with it, and even after he was dead. What's your objection?
An invisible force. Suddenly you can hear a force smacking against the twin as she tries to enter, and it forces her back into the smoke. You see her hand reach for you.
Ah, the magical defense is here. More
Well, then,
advanced
we're
than
exactly
anyone
where
could
we're
have
at.
anticipated.
This would be a great time for Nia and her blink dagger.
She says, does anyone have a disguise? And I don't have Caber stuff, so I can't check.
And, well, I mean, I don't think anyone who's a child does, because we had limited inventory when we came.
This is true. She
What
says, "Oh,
You
go ahead."
took off your easily identifiable mask.
She at this the flower jumps back out through the smoke, and it says, "I will defend you with my life." And
Just
Gleam,
like 2/3 of that.
he says, "I'll defend you with my life" to Gleam, and Gleam looks back to the rest of you, and particularly to Blue, and says, "Please free my sister." What do you do?
I think we all stare at Blue to see what he says.
And the stone doors start to like slide against stone and start to close.
I promise I'll rescue her or die trying.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can hear discordant music filling this hallway. It's obvious that the hallway and the entrance and the stone door is magical. This whole place is magical. At the north end of the corridor hangs a thick black curtain, and you don't hear any sounds coming from the other side, just this discordant music all around you.
Which way do we go? I'm talking to Blue, because he's the magic sensor.
That's a great question. Do I have a particular feeling of direction that things are?
I think that this might be a mistake that the designers did. I don't think you should be able to see what's to the left and right now. So it's just a corridor with a black curtain at the end. And anyways, yes, and I will point. Let me take a look and make sure that I can see where it is, so I can point where you would feel the direction. You feel it above you, above and ahead of you, but you get the sense that like it's somewhere up in the tower.
Right. I get the feeling that we need to ascend.
You're saying that we don't see these stairs, Ross?
No, let me make sure, but I'm pretty sure that this is a mistake.
I think that
It
path
is.
goes under the one we're on because
Yeah.
the direction.
If
Yeah.
I understand the way the map is depicting things, I think that's a lower level.
Yep, it is. It has something
Alright.
for it, so I don't know. Anyways.
Then I would like to say to the dark curtain, open sesame.
It does nothing when you say that.
Rat. Well, that's all my tricks. Someone a little more expendable should really come over here and open this.
I go up and attempt to open the curtain.
You open the curtain, it opens without a problem. It's just a heavy black curtain, and as soon as you open it, suddenly sounds start to flood in from the other side. You hear and see an open-air amphitheater on the other side. It's carved from the stone of the slope of this mountaintop, and there are these short, cloaked figures that are sitting on stone tiered benches in this amphitheater. It's just like little cloaked, black cloaked figures that are hunched over, and that's the audience in the stone tiers of this amphitheater. And there are a stormy sky overhead, just like on the outside. A team of masked goblins prepare the stage for a play, and costume actors huddle near each other, and they're reciting lines and practicing with each other. And the lighting is provided by some sort of strange contraption that hangs up above the amphitheater. And you can hear the sounds of chains clanking and gears turning and stuff somewhere underneath the mountaintop. It looks like a big amphitheater with goblins trying to prepare actors for a play, and the actors are feverishly practicing to prepare for it. And there's an audience in the stands.
If only we had a bard.
Oh man. You mean me?
I do mean you. Do you recognize the play that they're attempting to put on?
Well, let me see. Yeah. I've read about this in my college. It's called The Lament of the Suckling Boar.
Have we heard about the Lament of the Suckling Boar before? I feel like that rings a bell, and I'm not comfortable with the fact that it does.
It's not a favorite of mine. I feel like I could probably do a lot better, to be honest. It's just about a little boar that vows to slay a werewolf that murdered his parents, and he, well, there's something different about this play. It looks like they've changed it. The props are different. I mean, this doesn't look like the plot to the play for this.
Sorry, what's the play they're totally ruining?
The Lament of the Suckling Boar, but it looks different.
I have so
Is
many
it typical
questions.
is it typical for the audience to already be here before they're ready for the play?
You ask that of Caber?
Yeah.
He says, I don't know. I mean, it's not how I would do it.
Blue, don't you think that's odd that the audience is already here and they're not prepared?
This does seem really odd. There's a lot going on here. How have they? Okay, I'll ask the really obvious question, or the second most obvious question. How have they changed the play? What are the differences?
Well, and he starts to like move forward and he peers around and he looks over the steps. He's like, the props are different. And he's going to make a check. Ooh. And he listens for a while and he's like, oh, that's, I don't like that. I don't like that. And he listens to the actors and the actresses as they practice their lines, and he says, well, the plot is about this baby boar. It's supposed to be a child's play about tricking a werewolf and getting his parents back, but I can hear them practicing, and they're saying that his parents are dead, and I guess he carries the parents' remains around in a basket as sausages.
That's disturbing.
I
Deeply
admire
so.
the utility. Okay. Is there anything else? It's just basket of sausages.
Well, they're very nervous, and they're arguing with each other, and also one's comforting another one. It sounds like they're really nervous. There are three you can see there. Yeah, they feel like they don't have much time left to try to prepare for this play they're doing. They seem to be under a lot of pressure, something really important at stake. And you can see in the audience there are 25 of these figures in dark cloaks sitting and waiting.
Could I... Do I have that spell? Could I use Detect Magic to try and figure out if any of the audience are particularly stronger than the rest?
Let me make
Oh.
sure I understand your intent. When you say try to figure out if any of the audience are not stronger than the next.
No, are stronger than the rest.
Ah,
Like, if possibly the hag is hiding among them.
I would like to interpose and point out that I have the gem of seeing.
Oh, well, let's go with that before I burn a spell slot.
Yeah. So let's, for the very first time, as an action, you can speak the true sight out to 120 feet when you peer through the gem. I would like to peer through the gem of seeing.
okay, I'm not even going to look up True Sight because I know it's powerful and I'm just going to...
It's very straightforward.
Yes. So, I'll tell you what you see. You have True Sight, right?
Yes. 120 feet.
As you look around, can you see through walls?
No,
Okay.
but I'm willing to, like, waltz down the stairs to get an angle if I can't see all of it.
As you look around, everything appears as it is. Okay, so a couple things. These figures here are actors and actresses. They're preparing to put on the play. That's the well, it didn't actually move you. Sorry, right here, right there. That is the stage. Okay, it hangs over the chasm. You know, and you see lightning down below. You're way up in the air, and they appear as they are to you. These goblins appear as they are. There's something magical about the rope that these huge contraptions that change the lighting and move the stage props around. The ropes that make the thing work and the gears actually has a magical dweomer to it, and you can see that now, as well as the ropes that suspend above this. The ropes of this place are very clearly powerfully magical. And the figures in the audience appear as they are. And let's see if there's anything else going on. You don't see anything else from here. Everything else, that's it.
Gotcha. All right, I'll go back to this group and say, all right. I don't think there's a hack. Nothing interesting seems to be going on. Although the rope seemed kind of magical. Magic rope. And I have a sneaking suspicion that the stage, the wooden stage over there, is like one of those trap doors that you drop people down when you don't like how their performance is. I have a sneaking suspicion that's what's going on, which I admire. That's very stylistic.
All right, what's the plan? You've got 3 actors and actresses you could talk to. There's goblins and there's the figures in the audience. Or you could, you're probably not going to be able to leave now. You could try to leave. Or you could try to sneak past the audience and just move on somewhere else.
I'm inclined to just kind of walk out.
All right.
Move on.
Are you going to try to come back the way you came, or are you going to try to go up one of those?
Over here seems kind of important.
Okay.
That seems like it would lead somewhere.
All right. Anybody disagree with that plan?
I have no idea where he's saying.
Oh, I will tag it. There's stairs.
The middle staircase.
Yeah, there's stairs that lead up, and it's actually poorly shown. They lead down in certain places and up above. So it's kind of like a ball stadium where you have like a thing that leads down into a concourse, and then you have like a big ramp that goes up above it.
Okay, then I guess I should ask. That does lead up, right?
The big ones do.
All right.
Old Blue, I'd like to talk to them actors and actresses. They seem kind of in distress.
All right, go for it. Don't let me stand in the way of art.
Yeah. So I just kind of mosey on over to the stage to talk to these guys.
As you go over, one of them saying, no. The line is, who goes there on this woebegone rain lashed night? It's on this woebegone. Gran, we don't have any time left. We have to get this. And Gran, and then that goblin. There's a goblin, and he's like weeping. And then that's a female elf that's saying that, and then there's a male dwarf right here. I won't be able to pin them because Roll20 is too slow. But yeah, that's what you see here, and they're arguing. And then as you approach, the dwarf says, "Are you next? We don't have any time. I'm sorry, we don't have time to talk about any of the business right now. We've got to prepare for our play. We don't have time left."
Just one question. Is it life or death for you all if you don't perform well?
Well, that's a rather personal question. Eladis, and he turns to the elf, and she says, "Listen, we all have reasons to be here, to gain the favor and help of Indolin Moongrave. And some of us talk about it, but some of us don't like to talk about it. We're all here for a reason, though, just like you."
I just wanted to make sure you weren't being held hostage and against your will or anything. If you're doing this of your own free will, then I'll be on my way.
Of course not. Well, who are you? You know that. You're a performer, right? You're here to also see Indolin. Wait a second. You're not a goblin. You a child? You lost?
No. I think that concludes my line of questioning. I think y'all are gonna be alright. Okay. Oh, hey, Faith.
What's up?
All
I
right.
like to imagine that whole part was in character too.
They go right back to work. They don't even miss a beat, and they're just too focused on it. And the goblins here are working on some sort of contraption. They're actually moving gears and pulling on like pulleys and stuff like that, and cams. And this thing is rotating in multiple places. Like it has like different things that like gears and stuff that it elevates and rotates on. This huge steel-like rope that spins within the gears as they prepare the set for the play.
Well, they don't seem to be doing this of their own free will, but I don't think they're in any danger. I think they'll be okay.
All right,
I guess we should go on to the stairs now.
I would like to try to do one more thing. And it may well get us put in combat, but I'm going to try to do it anyway. I would like to try and like stealthily use Druidcraft to see if I can lower the hood of one of the audience members.
Okay. I can imagine a way that you might do that. Let's see. It's gonna try to just resist this wind. Do you like casually pass by? What do you do? How do you do that?
I mean, based on the gray lines along the stairs, I want to say it's probably got a solid wall on it for a banister.
These aren't banisters. They're just it's an open air amphitheater. So it's just terraced stone things, just like stairs.
Well, I mean literally on these stairs. There's these like gray lines on the side here.
Yeah. Sure, absolutely.
So I just kind of want to like peek over it and be like, poof.
Okay, yeah, you do that as you go. Like one of them's head is just below, and you just kind of poof, like as you go, and then you glance back, and his hood like flies back for a moment, and you see this. Let me see here. If I can drag... Nope. Okay, it's not going to let me do that. Maybe I can do it this way. It'll show up really big at first, which is good. That's what you see underneath the hood.
Crap.
Is that a goblin or a more monstrous entity?
Anybody could make a nature or arcana or history check.
I will try to do one of those. Let's see here. I suck at all those things. Okay.
19.
3.
19,
14.
3. 14, 1. Okay. Blue, you get a strange sense in you as like you feel like you know something that, why would I know this? You know, as if you have this knowledge about things. But you're certain you know what these people and things are. They're not goblins. They're what are called the Dark Ones. They're a people who are doomed to absorb light and suffer rapid aging as they absorb light. So they try to stay in the darkness. They are cursed by the Summer Queen and they're fey creatures. So they try to live like in dark places and be in dark places.
Right. Fascinating. I will convey this curious information. So how many years of this individual's life did Faith take off with this little hood shenanigans?
It's unfortunate. Like, it probably is like being exposed to, 100 rads. Like, he'll live, but he's going to have to recover from it, and it's going to shorten his lifespan.
Wow. Faith. Yeah, well, anyway, if those guys become a problem, if anyone can produce light, that'd be fantastic.
I can create bonfires.
That would do it. All right. If anyone would like, if no one needs to like age anyone else, let's.
I mean,
let's
I could
move
do a
along,
few more,
Clara.
but I don't have to. We
No,
can move on.
And you wouldn't let me eat the mushroom. It's just like
Okay.
you're the villain here.
I'm going to move Clapper Claw over here to the stairs, as well as the oil can. I'm actually going to make Squirt just go in the background, because he's a little oil can. Who wants to carry Squirt the oil can?
I'll
I'll
carry.
carry him.
Okay. I'll give it to Theron. Theron, you're carrying Squirt the oil can. And I also need to move Caber. Okay. Okay. So as you come up here, the stairs, it is, like I said, this concourse, and this wide staircase of stone stairs just goes up and over, and the audience and everyone, they just ignore you. They don't care. And you just, you ascend the stairs, and back here you see a chamber with a big library back here. And there are these leather armchairs. And several of these cloaked figures are sitting in these armchairs. But they have a slightly different look to them than the audience outside. Some of them are larger, and their cloaks are more pulled back. It is also darker in here, but there is candlelight and lantern light. And anyways, there's this big, magnificent hall with tons of books, and there are goblins with spectacles, and they're climbing up ladders, and they're getting books, and they're bringing them down for these people in hoods.
Interesting. Does this room have exits?
From where you are, you can only see one. There's one on the far end that you can see. from where you are.
All right. Walk around the room a little bit. Look for more exits. Are these more exits?
You see an exit to the north and to the south, and there are these black curtains. You notice that the black curtains on either side there have no sound coming from the other side, but otherwise you hear that clanging and grinding of massive gears of some great machine somewhere in this tower, and the cloaked figures that are sitting reading books sort of like curiously look up at you, and you can see their weird, corrupted looking faces. These look a little less monstrous for some reason. They look more like people, and one of them smirks at you and nods and then goes back to reading.
Yep, just a school field trip, don't mind us.
Oh, good. I didn't have to use my secret card.
All right, what's behind curtain number 1?
All right. You see in this room a ton of props and costumes and various oddities for plays. There's a chest that you can see, and it's open, and coming out of it are a bunch of powdered wigs, and every one of them, the wigs and the costumes, spiders are crawling out of them. And there is a huge mouse trap that's 8 feet long and 3 feet wide. And there is a parasol topped with a weather vane on top. That's what you see in this room. And a bunch of other costumes.
Obviously, I'll grab the parasol.
Obviously.
How is the curtain attached?
Caber comes up and he says, can I have that? That's pretty cool.
All right, I'm a glutton for peer pressure.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
And he carries around the parasol. Caber.
Well, I would propose that we all get into costume now, except that there are spiders. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I think that's icky. So...
Yeah, it seems pretty icky.
Yeah, it's pretty icky.
Yeah, all right. What's behind curtain number 2?
How is this curtain attached?
It's just like it's attached by a beam that is flush with the ceiling, so that it doesn't let any light or anything out. You notice as you open the curtain, all of a sudden you hear the skittering of spiders. When you close the curtain, you don't hear anything.
Would it be possible to take this curtain?
You can try.
I would certainly like to.
At that, how do you do it, actually?
Well, I imagine I'm gonna need a second child to stand on, because I'm
Okay.
short.
Are you going to try to cut
But-
it, like, off?
I mean, if I can't figure a way to remove it without doing that, then yes. But if I can, like, borrow someone else as a step stool and figure out how to remove it without cutting it,
It
I'd
looks
like to
like
do that.
it looks like you'll need to use some sort of brute force, either ripping it by pulling or cutting it, or by chipping the stone out.
All right, then I would like to try and, like, rip it as close to the top as possible.
When you start to do that, and you get up on Caber's shoulders, one of the people here, the dark ones, comes up and he's like, "Excuse me, child. You don't look like a goblin to me." And then goblins come out, and the goblins are like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
I'm trying to make a really cool, quiet cloak like that guy's wearing that just talked.
The goblins with the spectacles are like, "Hey, you can't do that. Put that down. Get back down here."
Well, then, do you have some of this material that stops noise that I can wear as a cool cloak?
You'll
Like
have to
that guy?
speak to Indolin, Miss Madam Moongrave about that.
That sounds like a lot of work. And then, like, as we're talking, I'm still, like, trying to tug on it.
The goblins are like, hey, help us, and there's goblins and they're starting to like raise the alarm to get help.
I'd like to come over and pick up Faith and say, naughty Tiffany, I'm
do
so
not
sorry.
consent to this.
She's rambunctious. I've got the situation under control.
It's clear that these dark ones and the goblins are not going to let you tear the place apart. Like, you know.
And I guess I stopped pulling, but I'm certainly not picked up by a big blue adult who's not my father.
Sure. And Cabra puts you down. He's like, well, I kind of wanted something made out of it too, but I guess that'll have to wait.
Until we find a hallway with fewer witnesses.
I like that. I like that idea. Okay, so you guys check this curtain over here?
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess.
All right. The goblins, like, they leer at you kind of distrustfully and worriedly. One of the goblins asked you, like, what are you doing? Are you here for one of the plays? Do you need me to go get... Give me a second. No. Aha! Do you need me to get stage fright for you?
No, we're fine. I'm just getting turned around a little bit. I've been here before. Don't worry, everything's fine.
You don't look very familiar to me.
That's because I don't look very familiar. I don't think that we've met before. That's okay.
Yeah, if he was
I know
familiar,
where
I would have dismissed him already.
Yeah, I know where I'm going. Don't worry about it. I'll keep Tiffany from drawing on the walls or anything. I've got this under control.
Okay, well, my name's Gobbert. Not that it matters. And then he like goes back
Pleasure
to work.
to meet you, Gobbert. Have a good one.
Now we got to find out Gobbert's life story.
No, we don't.
Yeah, like, if it
It's
didn't
quite-
matter, then why did we say it?
The
Clearly it
campaign
matters.
becomes about Gobbert.
I'm
the
not
goblin.
interested. Once it has a name, you can't eat it. So
Really? Because you
What
tried
about
to
Todd?
eat Todd.
Yeah.
I did everything in my power to forget Todd's name.
No, you didn't.
You guys named it.
Called him Todd while you were trying to eat him.
I was out of character. In character, I never said Todd's name. It
I
was the
will
mushroom.
fight you to the death.
Todd is dead.
Todd
I
He
meant
died
yours, not
pointlessly
his.
because of you.
Todd's
No,
dead.
he
baby.
could have
Died
had
because of
purpose.
the tornado.
That's going to be the title of tonight's episode. Todd is dead.
Ooh, spoiler alert.
He is dead. You already know this.
Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah,
for
but-
other people watching it, that's
Jake
who the
won't know
title's
it.
for the benefit of.
All right. Okay. Anywho, you open the curtains here and you see a shadowy hallway. It's blocked by a wooden backdrop 10 feet from the entrance, and it's painted to look like a library bookshelf.
Ah. Well played. So, now here's
They
the
painted a
question.
bookshelf?
No, they painted a wall
It's a
to
fake
look
wall
like a bookshelf.
for like a stage, for like a theater.
Oh, okay.
Or for a library, if you want to look like you have a really good library, but you don't anticipate people going to that corner of the library, and so you just kind of paint it. Anyway, these stairs over here, do they lead upwards?
They do.
I'd like to go to the upward stairs.
All right. Do you go up the
super
stairs?
purposeful. I would like to attempt to.
Does everybody else go up the stairs?
I follow.
I
Okay.
guess.
Let me put all the tokens together. As
Lord knows I
Roll20
don't want to explode into confetti again.
slowly.
One big happy family.
Yep. Bunch of juvenile delinquents.
And boop.
Takes one to know one, old man.
I am old. I am an elderly delinquent.
Nah, your maturity level puts you on the same level. Sorry,
I am tall.
that means nothing.
It means everything.
It means nothing.
This spiral staircase, I'll leave you guys in the dark for a moment here. This spiral staircase, it winds its way up, and you can hear the commotion of noise growing louder and louder, like this machine. And you can also hear and feel lightning. You can feel the hair raising up on your arms and your head. And
I would like to rub my hand through my hair really quickly, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then reach out and touch Theron.
Theron, do you consent to that, Theron?
There's any confusion.
I couldn't hear that. Say that again.
Yeah, I do.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Wait,
24?
24.
24. Blue, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. 16.
16. You end up shocking yourself. You go to shock him, and then pop, and you end up popping your own finger.
How did that even happen?
You know how this is how this works in the real world too. And when you try to shock somebody, you know this happens. It can happen to you. You had a grounding more than Theron did, or whatever. Anyways,
I've never encountered this. All right,
you're okay.
learn something new every day.
I'm obviously doing it
Electricity. How does it work? All right.
More
So-
you know.
wrong. You also, Blue, feel even though the stairs here, they stop, and you can see kind of a poorly lit corridor ahead, or a short hallway that leads out into something. A lot of loud noise, but you feel this part of you is up ahead. However, I will remind you also that you did promise on your life that you would help find that sister.
I did do that.
And we're kind of in a place where that could be really bad for you if you don't follow through.
I have every intention of following through, but we got a thing that's here.
So do you come out at this point, or do you continue to follow the stairs up?
If this is where my things are, I'll come out here.
You want to follow where that strong feeling is? That would be up above. That would be like following the stairs further up.
I'll peek my head out, see what's out on this floor.
All right. When you poke your head out, you see a hallway, massive contraption with vast spinning brass things that come out from under it that are spinning, and electricity is shooting through it as you poke around the corner. It's lighting up. It actually hurts your eyes. And then a door to the right side of the hallway.
I'll go over to the door and peek through it.
All right. I will put you guys down here then. It is dark up here. It's not dark up here, actually. It should light up. Should be fine. Just put that there, and
I feel like that machine looks vaguely familiar.
it does,
Does it
doesn't
kind
it?
of look like the thing from the town I was in a year?
Faith, sadly, would not recognize this.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think any of these other characters would either. Maybe Theron. Theron! This is where you lost your spellbook. And you got your new
I was
spellbook.
about to say, it looks like the gnome laboratory I was in.
This does look like the gnome laboratory that you were in. This looks like the orrery, which you would know that Catawan, if you go out... Catawan doesn't know this, but Theron, you know this, that as Catawan steps closer to this thing will utterly fry him to death if he gets too close.
I yell at Catawan to step back unless you feel it getting fried.
Is that circle like on the ground, or is that just for map's sake?
That is for map's sake.
Okay.
I will describe what you see here, okay? A cylindrical chamber, of course, the contraption. It's this whirring, rotating contraption bolted to a revolving metal disc in the center that is the base. And then there are these metal spheres and sickles attached at the end of long metal arms. And they sweep back and forth and click loudly and rhythmically like a loud giant metronome. And it's got all sorts of, it's inlaid with all sorts of strange characters from strange alphabets, and smoky wisps in the shape of these letters like rise up as the contraption revolves into the air. And the whole device like hums and cracks with lightning energy as it smacks into it. And rising from the middle of it is this copper pole, and it goes to a lightning rod that goes all the way up through the ceiling. There are 3 goblins that you can see in the room, wearing overalls with tinted goggles, and they're using brooms, and they're standing in places, not getting hit by this thing, and they're sweeping the room.
What are they sweeping?
The floor.
What's on the floor that the man's sweeping?
Dirt.
Why is there dirt?
Because whenever you have static electricity, it can ionize small objects like dust.
You
Which
could
can
just
cause,
say because magic.
it's actually science in this case.
Well,
I was gonna say
the answer I would prefer in real life is because magic. I don't know how electricity works. We've established this.
But anyways, it gets dirty in here, and we need goblins in here to clean it.
All right. Well, anyway, is this over here the door of destiny?
There is a door
That has
over
been
there.
opened?
There is a door over there. Let me look. But it's blocked by a featureless stone door with a big lock on it.
If only we had some kind of a thief.
I could try, I guess.
You can try, you guess.
I'm
I
using
believe
my
in you.
inspiration token.
Oof.
That sucks. I don't know what his sleight of hand is. I'm going to say it's pretty good, though. It doesn't need to be much better, okay? So, and then he, oh, somebody could, well, no, it doesn't actually change it. He works on it for a while. And eventually, he breaks a lot of your all's things and trinkets and stuff. And he's like, no, just give me more time. I can work on it. And then he's eventually able to open the lock. And you see, on the other side in this room, a prison. And 2 rusty suits of armor sized for goblins, equipped with halberds, flanking the back side of the room. And there are prison doors in here. And let me see here. One of the suits of armor clanks forward like this little goblin-sized rusty armor suit, and it says, "You can go no further. I command you." And it raises up its gauntleted goblin gauntlet hand, and then
I give it a fist bump.
Yeah, I'd like to give it a thumbs up and say, oh, yeah, for sure. Hey, listen, I am here to pick up the elf, Glitter.
I didn't hear about this.
Well, you're hearing about it now. I'm the messenger.
Faith, you can make take the help action and do a deception check, and then Blue, let's see what the result is first.
15.
15. All right, Blue, you can do a deception check with advantage.
With advantage. That's smarter. You'd think a carny would have advantage in deception, or, I'm sorry, not advantage, whatever in deception, but you'd be wrong.
Proficiency.
All right. Big money, no whammies. That's a 14. Let's find out how insightful a suit of armor is. Actually, I should ask, is this clearly like a magical suit of armor, or is this clearly a goblin in a suit of armor?
It's a goblin in a suit of armor, and he's like, I don't know. I think they would have told me about this.
Well, the
I
reason they sent 4 children with this guy is that we were also supposed to fix up your guys' armor.
We have an oil can. We know you've been kind of like.
That does sound pretty nice.
Out of character, I was just gonna cast mending on their armor.
And then-
It's just rusty.
Oh yeah, you could do that, and then Squirt goes, "Hey, you just let me out of here. Let me try it. Like, put me on him. I still got a little bit left. Go ahead, try it." Theron,
Oh lord.
Yeah, I do it.
you put the oil on his armor, and it's boggle oil, and all of a sudden, like, he's like super dexterous, and then like
With your
adding that to mending, like he's like, that was amazing. That's perfect.
Yeah, I'm a real everyman. Fixing armor, escorting children, escorting prisoners, which is why I was sent to get Glister. If you could hand her off to me.
Well, okay. This is really great. I'll have to tell everybody else about this. Wow, you.
Oh yeah, be sure to tell everyone. Old Blue, the
Old-
most notorious brigand in Prismere and expert in armor repair.
Wow. Old Bitter End really has hired a really useful contractor on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna go take my lunch break.
That is for you.
I'll just be over here. He points
All
over
right.
here.
What direction did you say Glister was in?
She's in there. You can just use your key that Bitter End gives everybody, to open the magic doors.
He said I could use your keys though. You have.
Oh, they and he he looks down, and he kicks the floor, and he's like, yeah, they don't give me a key.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out. Thanks anyway.
When you go in here, you can hear someone over here. Actually, she runs up to the door, and she says, "Blue, is that you?"
That's a great question. Glister, is that you?
I just walk up and deadpan stare at her.
Well, who are these children? What are you doing
This one
here?
is called Problem, and the others are pretty good. I am here to rescue you, among other things.
Wow. Okay. Give me just a moment. Boop. And she says, oh man. Let's see, I need to move her. For everyone else, she's another moon elf, and her face is obscured by a sun mask. And she was reading a book, and it's over in the corner now with a small, thin crystal goblet of wine that's about a third empty, and a bowl of figs on a small table is over there. And there's a porcelain chamber pot decorated with gold filigree. This is actually an unusually nice room for a prisoner. She says, I'm so glad to see you, Blue. We have to get out of here. This hag.
Yeah, I agree. We gotta beat feet. Are there any? Hey, Problem, get out of the way so that our rogue can pick this lock here.
Oh,
I do not respond to that word.
You don't have a key?
No, we're kind of bobbing and weaving here. Do you
Okay.
have a key?
Well, that might be a problem then. If you want to take a look at the lock. Does anybody look at the lock?
Yeah, tell us about the lock. It's right in front of us.
Once again, like the front door, all of a sudden the metal like boils and forms the shape of a skull that extends outward, like on a long neck, and then the skull like extends out, and then it opens its mouth and it says, "I command you, you will not pass."
That's okay. I don't want to pass. But I will only do what you ask if you do one thing I ask. Reciprocity.
That is unfair.
That's completely fair. We all get what we want here. It's a mutually beneficial arrangement.
So be it. I ask that you not pass.
And I ask that you let her pass.
No.
But only one way towards me.
And then like the lock opens and the skull splits, and then it like recedes, but it's like that, and then it turns, and then the door opens.
Yep, that's the problem with sentient doors. You gotta really invest in intelligence, or they're just real abusable.
That's
All right, come on.
that was really
Let's get out of
clever.
here.
Yeah, let's get out of here now.
All right, up. Let's hoof it out of here and up the spiral staircase.
As you start to go, let's see. You're saying what's in the other ones?
Yeah, I was just wondering if there's like people in
If
them.
there's more mushrooms, we're leaving them.
Mushrooms. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see here.
The Todd army.
I'm Todd's brother, Maud.
Maud, Claude, Dodd, Chod.
They're just empty cells. I'm looking at it, and however, you do see some very valuable things in Glister's cell, if you want any of that. But otherwise, the cells are locked by similar doors.
I'd be careful going in there. You told the door that you shall
Yeah.
not pass.
I think we're oath bound to not loot that chamber pot. So unfortunately, our hands are tied. Let's get out of here.
When you go back to the stairs, do you start to go up?
Yes.
Okay, immediately Glister says, wait, where are you going? What? I thought we were going to get out of here.
I have like a soul thing. I don't know. It's magic. I've got a thing I need up a bit.
But Bitter End, she's up there.
That's inconvenient. I don't suppose that she likes plays.
She does like plays.
Okay, then we'll wait here for her to go down to see the play that's about to start, and then we'll go up.
No, you don't understand, Blue. She can spy on everything from where she is. That's what she does. She uses the plays. It helps give her power for her prophecies.
That's not good.
Listen, I appreciate what you've done. I need to try to get out of here, especially before Gilberto sees me.
I appreciate that you couldn't say that with a straight face. All right, if you think you can make it alone.
Look, before you leave, just level with me. What are you doing here? What are these kids here for? What's happening?
I'd love to tell you, honestly. I just kind of been stuck with them. Your sister is immediately outside of this tower. She wasn't allowed in. She sent us really, to get you. I'm here after a piece of my soul or something, and then after that we need to get to the Palace of Love, whatever it was called.
Are you the Palace of Heart's
Palace of
Desire?
Heart's Desire. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Synonyms, really.
I don't know why you would want to go there right now. But listen, I overheard some of the goblins talking. bitter end. She gets mad at the goblins often. And I know that there's a secret belfry up above on the terrace. And if you go out there across from where she sends her messages, where the aviary is, her landing pad, somewhere up there, there's a secret belfry. And within, there is the safest route and quickest route to get to the Palace of Heart's Desire.
What on earth is a belfry?
It's a, I can't remember. Let me look it up.
You mean belfry? Like
Belfry.
where there's a bell?
Oh, yeah. And that's right. It's a room with a big bell in it. Yes.
Then how do we get to Heart's Desire from the bell room?
I'm not sure. But
All right.
the goblin
Great.
said that that's how to do it.
Awesome. Do you know if the hag here has some kind of a weakness?
I was going to ask you about that, but I figured I would just try to get my sister and get back to the Fey Beacons. If I had a plan to actually kill her, you see,
We're good at killing things on occasion.
there's only one way to kill her. She can only die during an eclipse, but the reason that Bitter End stays here is because she uses this orrery and the grim plays that she makes here to discern the infinite realities that could lead to her end. And by doing so, she forces bitter realities on others and prevents the thing that will bring about her end. She knows that she can only die during an eclipse, so it's not possible to kill Bitter End without it. But
So if we had you and your sister standing in a line,
well, yes, my lady Saloon and our reverence of her, I think that can be used. There is a huge moon prop in storage. If you included it in a play, you could try to get it above her using the ropes that they use. And then if I were to kill her from behind it, it would fit an eclipse.
well, we could certainly try it if you're in.
We
How
could.
does this sound to everyone else?
We could, but also, I do want to see my sister again, and I want to get back to the Witchlight Carnival. I don't want other people, I don't want their miseries to happen. I don't want this to happen to people, but I also don't want to be here anymore. Oh. Ow.
Sometimes we must do the hard thing in order to get what we want.
And there's nothing harder than putting on a play.
Well,
We've got Caber.
We
that's right,
have
we do.
Caber, kind of like in italics, you know.
I mean, I don't really appreciate the way you talk about me, because I feel like I'm a pretty important member of the team, and I don't know why you do that, Blue.
I think that I am regularly and quite prolifically appreciative of your presence and your talents, but sometimes someone has to make the meta point.
All
you know?
I'm saying is, I'm a person. I'm a real person, and you guys are arguing, and all this is happening, and then you hear the clanking of goblin greaves against the stone, and as someone
all right,
happily
let's
whistles.
get down to the play. All right.
No, listen. I will go and I'll hide down among the stage props. I'll try to hide. I'll find a weapon to assassinate her if you're going to do this. But you need to go and talk to her. She was expecting you.
Oh, you're just like really blindsiding me with that. What do we need to talk to her about?
Tell her that you want to put on the play. Tell her that you're here for whatever it is your soul part or whatever.
All right, that makes sense. Yeah, because she does give favors to people who successfully like entertain her, right? We're good. We're
Right.
entertaining.
All right, best of luck, Blue. And she
All
like
right, that
disappears.
sounds like a plan. Oh, and you're gone. Wow, look at that. Just like solar eclipse. The sun's gone. All right.
She
let's
runs
go.
down the stairs and into the darkness.
Let's go
Meet the next hag.
meet a very fine lady who looks very presentable and is charming to converse with.
And you go up the stairs, and I have to put you in this hallway instead of where the stairs are because you guys won't fit in the little stair place. And you do, in fact, well, I'll have to put you in around this balcony, actually, because it's not going to make sense otherwise. And there's this big balcony, and Blue, you have an overwhelming sense that this piece of you is nearby now. You can feel it just down the hallway up on this upper level. The air is thin up here in the sky, like in the lightning up above, and it's cracking down from up above down into this contraption down below. And there is a very presentable, very all that other stuff you said person who's standing here. And she says, oh, wait, move you guys back over here. There we go. And she said, and she's right here, and she says, let me get her stuff. I tossed bourbon in my eyes. It was interesting.
The hazards of a good drink.
She says, my honored guests, I'm so glad that you found your way to me. Please, come. Do you like my device? It's amazing, isn't it?
I found it quite shocking.
That,
like-
you get an inspiration token for that.
Oh yeah.
That's
I'll
very
do it.
clever, young lady. You all have changed quite a bit since last we met.
You look well off compared to your sisters.
Yes, and in fact, I think I am quite well off. I think that the last time we spoke, we rather got off on the wrong foot. I feel like there's a misunderstanding between us, and so I'm very happy that you're here, so that hopefully we can clear it all up. But first, could I ask, why did you come here? How can Indolin be of service to you?
Maybe I think I'm sure we can get to that, because it's definitely a good answer to that. But maybe I'm interested in hearing what you have to say first. We can get to business later, maybe, in the conversation.
I agree. We should get to business later. In fact, as you know, I am a person that appreciates and a curator, a collector of the fine arts, and it is a custom here at Motherhorn for guests to participate in the plays. I hope that you'll understand, but if you would like to make a deal, I am very interested. Now, I want you to understand, because as I said, I think that we just have a misunderstanding. My sisters, I'm not like them. And you should know that I know what people have said, and they have lied to you. They have lied to you. My sister, Zybilna, they've told you that you should free her. Is this right? I've seen it.
It's been mentioned once or twice.
The arts, they can see into a person's soul, and sometimes into potential futures. That's how I help people. And I've seen into your future, and I've seen that you hope to free my sister. But you should understand that my sister is one of the most evil beings in the multiverse. And she has wreaked havoc across the multiverse. She has destroyed entire realms. She cannot be trusted.
Did she change? Did she used to do that and then become better when she found this realm? I believe that's what I've heard.
Can anyone ever truly change after everything that she's done? Can it simply be put behind her as if it didn't happen? And can it be put behind her if she doesn't answer? If justice is not done? If she doesn't answer for the things she's done? Can it really ever be put behind her?
Are you saying that you're better than her and you yourself have not committed atrocities?
It's true, especially in the association of the Coven. My sisters, I am, well, a bit of a middle child, and it is what we learn to do. So what I did was wrong, but nothing like what Zybilna did. She is a being of immense power, and she is responsible for untold misery, beyond what any of us had ever achieved. And we did a service to the multiverse in stopping her. Unfortunately, as perhaps you've seen, my sisters hope to simply usurp her, and they continue to do evil. I am not a saint. I am not a follower or representative of one of your gods. I do things that you might find distasteful, but for reasons that you don't understand. I want to offer an alliance. Perhaps.
You want to offer an alliance? Perhaps you're not feeling very confident about the offer.
Oh, I feel confident about the offer, but as I said, our realm it's bound by certain rules, and well, I would like to see you perform. But hopefully that will entice you. I would like to be on your side. And I would like to see the end of my other two sisters, and perhaps persuade you further that Zybilna is not the answer to your problems.
I must confess I do have a hard time saying no to a pretty face. But that's certainly something to think about.
Well, in the meantime, perhaps by tomorrow, you could put on a play. Stage Fright will prepare for you everything that you need. Actually, I'm afraid our open slot is this evening. And it's something else too, Blue, although that is not your name. I have this. And she holds up this glowing object, and you have this overwhelming urge, and she's like, perhaps you know our rules here, that I can't simply give this back.
Yeah.
But whether you agree to an alliance or not, you can leave here freely, and I will give this to you if you put on a performance.
I think those terms are acceptable. Does it have to be a good performance, or is it just an A for effort kind of situation?
I'm sure you'll do splendidly.
I'm sure as well.
Very well. Well, my servants will provide you quarters to stay in. And
A little question. What time is it approximately now? What is our time in relation to evening?
do you ask in character?
I ask out of character.
You have no idea. And in fact,
All right.
it's
I would like
really...
to ask it in character.
Oh, my friend, time does not work that way here.
I've noticed there are just like suns and moons everywhere, and that's normally how I kind of judge time. So it's pretty disorienting.
Oh, yes, that's not the way to judge time. The truth is that time wins and winds its way according to your heart here, according to how you feel. And so you may be hundreds of years hence from the last time you were in the material realm, or it may have been only 30 seconds.
I feel silly, but do you understand why that's not useful information for me? How about how long until we can put on our performance?
Ah, I see what you mean. Well,
Can we start should we start getting ready now, or do we have time to get...
you should start getting ready as soon as possible. My servant Stage Fright will help you with everything that you need.
Excellent, delightful, lovely.
Little on the nose with the name Stage Fright, isn't it?
Yes, well, and she destroys
very
you.
unsurprised.
She
if
blinks
he
us
has
out of
broken leg.
existence. Yeah.
Okay,
We
does
make
anybody
enough puns, we win.
have any other questions for her?
Nope.
Okay, I'm going to move you all down to stage, into Stage Fright. There you are. And where's Stage Fright? Let me find him. Stage Fright. Creatures, Stage Fright. I don't know where he is on the map, but I'll just bring him out here. As you come down, they are doing a performance on stage. Is everybody able to see? Okay. And then eventually that ends, that performance ends. They all look very disappointed and concerned when the three actors and actresses leave the stage. Let's see here. Stage Fright comes out and he's like, all right, and he doesn't even look at you. He's like, okay, let's see, what do we got here? And he's got this like scepter that he walks around the stage with, and
Does the scepter by chance have a goblin face on it?
it has a goblin head on it, and he says, all right, now listen up. If you want to impress the Dame of Unhappy Endings, you'll need to perform a tragedy. Do you understand? Everyone understands what a tragedy is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Now listen. It's got to be gruesome. Got to be depressing. All right, really bad stuff, dark. Okay, and I think I've got just the play for you. I'm sure you've heard of it.
The Tale of the Vale.
Yes. Let's see here.
Painful. I can't even say that in character.
Normally we'd have several hours, but sadly you don't have that time. So you're gonna have to just you'll have to follow my lead. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. So let's see here. You're gonna have to improvise, I think. And he's like, all right, I tell you what, I'll feed you the lines, and everybody out of character, everybody roll a d8. Are you there, the little orc kid? You are going to be an honorable knight that has risen from the dead. You understand?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You there, big blue guy. You are going to be in the role this night of a nervous apothecary. And you little girl, you with the I don't remember. She doesn't have the. What does she have? What's Faith? No, Faith. What does she carry? Well, anyways, that's true. Anyways, they both have turtles. They can't both have turtles.
No, Faith has a turtle, which is a shield, and Nia has a hedgehog, which is a dagger.
Oh boy. Okay, well, you there with the little turtle toy and the horns there. Now listen, you are going to be the mean-spirited servant. The story really hinges on you.
What's her acting role?
Oh, right. Yes. Haha, you don't like your friend. I get it. Well, if you want something from Indolin, this is what you're going to have to do. Is that everybody? No, Theron, what'd you roll?
I got 7.
Aha! And you there with the cowboy boots and the studded jacket with the cowboy hat. You are going to be the foolish minstrel. It's an audience favorite.
And what about our bard? Squirrel. What should he be? He's kind of the star of our performing troupe here.
Ah, yes, the failed magician.
That's fair.
Okay, now I'll take you back here. I'll show you a room. It's got all our props. Okay, you pick anything you need, put something together real quick, bring it back out here. You're gonna have to improvise. I'll feed you your lines.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll move you guys over here to the props. And in this room that's on the stairs that go on the northeast side of the amphitheater, there is a bunch of oddities. There's a 3-foot-high plaster pedestal of a small leering gargoyle, a gilded throne with a small iron key hidden under a velvet seat cushion,
Definitely take the key.
a small wooden cradle with a baby goblin doll in it.
Yee.
And then you have the other room that had the big mouse trap, and Caber already has the parasol, and it's got a bunch of wigs and costumes full of spiders.
Is there a moon around here, would you say?
Yeah, and you do find a big moon. Yeah, it
Is
looks
there
like you
an
could roll a
elf
big moon.
around here?
You don't see an elf here, but that's probably not a bad thing. Wait, no,
Okay.
this would be where she's hiding. I'm sorry.
That's what I thought.
Let me move her from that thing. So
Well,
you
before she
find
gets found,
Oh, go
I'll
ahead.
do a thumbs up and then change that to a thumbs down. So what's our? Anyone got strong feelings here? Kill, ally, befriend. What's We got options.
At that, Glister appears and she's like, "Don't be alarmed. Hey, hi.
Why would I be alarmed?
gosh,
You're just like an elf.
Sorry,
Oh, you startled me. Oh,
it's my specialty. Listen, there's a couple of things. The first thing is that you need to use the ropes of this place to raise the moon all the way to the top. It's important that it be raised all the way to the top, and I'm going to have to try to get back up there. I'm going to need to try to attack her from behind it. Did you see where she is?
No. Did we?
Yeah, you were up at the top of the tower and talked to her.
Yeah, we totally talked to her. And yes.
Is that where she views all her plays from?
If you saw her up there, then that's where she'll be. She must view the place from there.
Yeah, she was just like, there's the orrery thing. She's just a floor above that. There's kind of a balcony, a circular balcony above the orrery. She was just like standing right there, so she could see the orrery from where she was.
And then she like looks out the room and looks up, and she's like, "That's a long ways." And it is. It's like maybe 200 feet. Like it's a long ways up. She's like, I can do it. I've been trained to do this.
Okay.
But you need to use the ropes and the contraptions from the goblins and make sure that the moon can stay there and it goes all the way up to the top. You need to...
How do we do that mechanically?
I don't know. But the
Awesome.
goblins do.
All right.
So we can just ask the goblins to raise it all the way to the top before our performance.
I hope so.
We do have a goblin expert, but the last time we put the goblin expert in charge of goblining, he was not that successful. But
the other thing is you need to try to really wow her and keep her attention. And
oh, that we can do. I have no doubt in my mind. She's going to be blown out of her socks.
great.
She's gonna break a leg.
What's the name of the play?
He didn't tell us the name of the play, I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely the Tale of the Vale.
Oh, okay. Is it you want to go with the Tragedy of the Vale or the?
No, that doesn't rhyme.
Oh yes, that's true. Tale of the Vale. Oh man, and you can like perform it because you know it.
Well, some of you know it.
Yes. Oh yeah, but Blue doesn't. But it's okay. I don't care if it's meta. It's pretty cool. Okay. All right. Now listen. If this doesn't go according to plan, I need to try to get out of here. I hope you understand. Where's my sister?
Yep. She was just out. If you're at the stage where they do the plays, there's kind of a hallway at stage left. She was just outside there on the balcony. That's where we left her. She might not be there now.
Okay, I'll try to find her. And if things don't go well, you can endure yourself to bitter end, but understand this. You can't trust her. She takes and takes.
Under that impression.
If things go badly, make for the belfry.
What is a belfry? It's a bell, right?
It's a room that has a huge bell in it. You'll see it at the top of the tower.
All right, and then I guess we'll just do what all great performers do, and improvise.
All right. And then she like hides again.
All right,
And
just put her in the elf box.
I grabbed the moon.
okay, you have the moon. You start rolling it out. Do you
Gargoyle's pretty metal. Let's grab that too.
take the gargoyle thing? And do you go to the other room and get any of the costumes and check the spiders out or anything like that?
I feel like the mouse trap is just practical. I don't know if we want to use it for the story, but just having a giant mouse trap seems like a good idea.
Okay, so you have a giant mouse trap that's 8 foot long. You've got a gilded throne with a small iron. No, that's not it. You've got the wooden cradle with a baby goblin doll.
What? Where did we get that?
I thought that's what you said. You wanted the
gargoyle.
Oh, my bad. Oh yeah, you don't want the baby goblin. I don't blame you. Okay. So you get the
I did want to steal the key from under
plaster
the throne.
pedestal with 3 foot high gargoyle, and you got the key. Okay, you got the key.
I'll wheel the moon up to the goblin and say, "Hey, can you put this up as high as it possibly can be?"
And then higher.
Then higher.
These goblins, they're wearing masks. And they have these big rigs. And cranes. He's like, he says, hey, my name's Specklenose. Not that you asked. I mean, I've been working here for a long time. And
To meet you, Specklenose.
Thanks. I like this guy. He's polite. What's your name?
That's a great question. I'll get back to you on that.
I get that. I
yeah,
get that.
it's been a thing.
Oh, it's just that I've been working here because I miss my daughter and she's missing and everything, and what were you saying? You you got the moon? You brought the moon out here?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. No one's used the moon in a long time. They,
We're trying to really spice it up here, dramatic, danger.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a risky one. Most people don't use it because they say Granny Moongrave really hates it.
Yeah, well, it's a tragedy. It's not supposed to be pleasant. So.
Hey, you're the artist. What do I know? I'm just a incredibly intelligent, totally
talented
experienced
engineer.
Thank you. See, it's nice to find. Hey, Zulk. And then Zulk is like, "Hey, what? Hey, I'm getting some record. They see it. They see what we do around here." And Zulk's
the acting and everything it's important and all. It's whatever it sees, but you're nothing if it's not all the support guys in the back,
right?
You're really the machine that makes this thing go.
Oh, man.
For sure.
Oh man, yeah.
You know what you're really great at? Getting moon props as high as you physically can. I'm gonna get this
so high. Here we go. And he connects it to the crane and starts moving things, and you can see that the rope actually changes as he's using it and starts to get thinner and tighter in places and longer in other places and forms around it. It looks like the rope is dynamic and active and changing. And he pulls the crane up as high as he can, and it reaches hundreds of feet in the air, and he's like, "There you go, all the way at the top of the tower."
Perfect. Thank you, good sir. Pickle Nose, I appreciate it.
It's Speckle Nose, and then he goes back.
Speckle Nose. Oh, my bad. Pickle.
And then Stage Fright comes out, and he's like, "All right, is there everybody's ready here?" Sure, you are.
You said you'd had the lines all under control, so we're ready to break some legs.
I'll be right back here. I'll feed you your lines, no problem. And at that is where we'll end tonight.